Ladies and gentlemen, where we last left off, community confidence at an all-time low. I mean, we have never seen a greater fall off since Todd Howard took over the Fallout franchise. But even with that, there's always going to be some good news. Let's check the boss progression sheet. This is not right. This has not been updated. This is not updated. It should be January 23. Where is Tibelius? Fell asleep at the wheel? That's okay. Good thing he's got airbags. That's not right. We're missing data. We're missing data. I think Tibelius had a date last night. All right. Quick death count. We should be at 2326 for Radon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And 15 off total deaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And phase 2, 549 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right. My only thing I asked chat, can we make sure, because part of the performance review, there's a static portion, but there's also a live portion. Can we make sure that if our gameplay is good, then you give me better ratings on the performance review? Can we make that deal? All right, start the clock. We gotta stop at 73:45.
Let's go.
No matter what.
The board has questions.
Rabid, thanks for the 55 months. What do you mean questions? Danger Giraffe, thank you for the prime. What kind of questions? Zach TV, welcome. Chat, are there streamers that wear a jacket every day to stream? He's Severance posting. All right. I always go through the Discord, but I went through the Discord this morning. And I will say, there's some interesting feedback. There's a conversation going on saying that we're not even paying attention to the fight, and we keep getting hit by the same attack over and over again. Now, I think that's something I can take into account, synergize, bring it to marketing, and see what kind of KPMs we can come up with to make sure the metrics match the market demand. That makes sense? Yeah, KPMs and KPIs are within the same bucket of goods and services. It all goes starts with the interdepartmental org chart, though. And the communication systems that we use. Our current CRM is built in directly to Discord. But we're working on that. Running up the org chart chain, and we're gonna be okay. Oh, I see. It's a fellow Twitch LLC. I can't even come up with the word, man. What's someone you work with called? Coworker. A fancy word for a coworker. Oh, my cohort, Wavy, happens to be in chat. It's good to see you, man. I haven't seen you since the old shindig over at Twitch convention. We had a chance to share notes, discuss what's working, what's not, working on retention rate, things of that nature. But I much appreciate you showing up. It's good for networking. Because, you know, we like our mixers. Where you get a chance to meet with other colleagues in the industry. Wes, I'm not familiar with the term crashing out. There are certain ethics code of ethics implemented by HR to prevent us from ever getting close to a situation to make other coworkers feel uncomfortable. We're currently working on a lateral and vertical integration at the same time. Dan is never getting a CZ again. I'm unfamiliar with the term CZ. Is it in the employee handbook? Can we circle back when we have the bandwidth to address the situation? I believe so. Dan BMing on review day. I'm once again unfamiliar with the term BM. Let's just put a pin in that for now. Can I get a corporate approved my man from the board of directors? I believe anything closely relating workplace relationships needs to run through the HR manager. It must be declared, decomposed, decompressed, and then put on an email chain, so no one feels uncomfortable in the office with you dating someone else.
Today's the day.
Dan schmoozing up in hopes that he remains employed. If by schmoozing up you mean showing up to work every day and doing the best I can for the corporation, well then color me schmaz. Current projections say maybe another month until we beat Radon, but I continue to get words from others that it could be any day now. Could I give you a better timeline estimate for this current project? Yeah, well, it really depends on our resources available at the time, as well as new operatives and new integrations. Because we're not going to, the announcement is not right yet, but we have a lateral integration that we will be announcing to the public. Just waiting to hear back from marketing, as well as research and development, as well as our focus group, to make sure that everything got the and you'll help this message reach you as well. For my previous request, I'm seeing an uptick in our key metric value brokers. Brack is asking the real questions. What resources should we divert to this project? Because your timeline keeps getting shifted. That's a good question. That's a question for upper management. As per your last email, you request an increase of all dial resources. What are some things that that people say in the industry when they're just looking to pass the buck? Like, you ask for some help, you ask a manager or a coworker for some help, and they just say, circle back on that. Low on bandwidth. Lack of resources.
Dan_Junior, sales manager. Tip $3. Hey Daniel, come into my office. I wanna shoot the breeze with you. You're not in trouble, just a little thing. Love your expression with business casual. But do you think the headphones are appropriate? Just makes others feel you're not open to others. THX.
I was unaware that my headphones made you feel uncomfortable. What do I plan on to ensure the completion of this project falling within the time constraints and budgets despite failing to meet the original timeline? Well, it all depends. I've met with our shareholders and private equity individuals. They're really turning the screws to me right now. So if we don't get a good performance review, I may be forced to explore other options.
Looking very fancy today, Dan. That looks like a Radar victory suit if I've ever seen one. Underscore? Underscore?
Lord Novahole, thank you for your contributions to generating revenue for our current LLC or S Corp. That's the suit of a trader. Would one of the upper level management moderators?
Thanks for the streams, Dan. Gets me through the work days.
I'd like to file an HR complaint. I feel threatened by being called a traitor. I'm currently trying to get to the C-suite, and I cannot have that term being thrown around the water cooler. HR denied your complaint. Well, I would like to escalate the ticket. You want to fire me so badly. I'm going to divert some resources. Diverting resources without the approval of upper management. I believe, look, let's catch a quick 5 in the break room, okay? Just quick 5 in the break room. Look, we put our heads together. We collaborate on our expertise, our CVs, our resumes. We put all of our energy in the same direction. With that synergy, I believe we can then make progress into all achieving the same goal for our shareholders. Are you with me? Now it's gonna take a time and financial commitment out of every one of you. There's not gonna be any overtime, but if we do it together, we'll be fine. I question whether the time and resources are being
Fruit Bad, Associate BMPM tipped $3. Respectfully, dine on 600 seconds. Have a wonderful day.
Fruit Bad. Thank you for the support. That is unacceptable language in this working environment. The preamble, respectively, does not exhume you from any individual liability. Projects seem to have halted progress. Can I please explain the lack of productivity? As a lower upper management, there's only so much I can do to motivate my entry level employees, given the lack of resources that's been given to me by corporate. I have a few $5 gas cards and a couple free coupons for some buckets of paint from Williams Sonoma, but that's not really moving the needle. I would like to ask for some more resources, please. We also seem to have a software engineer from the west side of Michigan who's gone rogue. Has taken upon himself to sabotage other employees, but technically has not done anything outside of the corporate handbook. So we're currently trying to find a way to remove him, but I'm gonna need some help from HR with that. Hi, Daniel. Would like to get a statement about the last fight. 1 month approaching and multiple deadlines and metrics missed. How are you dealing with corporate to close this out? Well, I'm hoping for, during the annual performance review, I'm hoping for some grace, some understanding, some additional time and resources to be diverted during the performance review. I will not be asking for any monetary compensation as a sign of camaraderie. Regardless of the standard 3% raise, I am going to negate that.
You son of a gun, you convinced me. I decided to invest down coin.
I'm going to forego my annual 3% raise due to the Vindictus incident as a sign of goodwill to my fellow employees. We went outside of our normal marketing constraints on that one.
Excuse me, Mr. Beasley. Northwestern Regional Assistant boy here. As a member of Team Unity within the company, do you have any initiatives in the next fiscal year to increase team positivity?
Oh yes, as always. I believe that the direction of the company, so you have the company, you have leadership, and then you have everyone in between. The direction of this depends on the direction of this. So as long as this can get this, with our new JIRA standards, I think we're gonna be fine. My culture is not a costume. What do software engineers wear? You feel threatened? Colleague Wavy. We're underneath the same org chart. I would never want you to feel threatened. SWE here. I wear pajamas and a cloak most days. If this were not Performance Review Friday, I would be going in on the fact that Ogildev does own a cloak. But I'm going to save that for the day after the performance review. I've heard enough thank you for your efforts, but unfortunately I'm going to have to give you a written warning. We'll talk again next performance review. Expecting improvement and stop coughing. Are you a coughist? What's wrong with the cloak? Under Handbook Section 118, I am refrained from speaking on other people's attire in the workplace. Hold on. Hold on, let me look this up. In the employee handbook. Section 113, do not comment on other people's wardrobe choices in the office. For example, see Jeff Bezos' wife at the White House. Parentheses, don't say this out loud. So re-cloaks, we'll circle back to that after the performance review. This is my question for those operating outside the confines of Twitch LLC. Do coworkers talk current events? Dude is flaming the literal boss's wife.
Today's the day.
What if you choose not to partake in current events talk with someone from work? What do you do? The water cooler, brother? Can you put like a Brita filter on the conversation? Walk away? Wow, that's crazy, and slowly walk away. Your coworker did a 10-second president impersonation and nobody spoke for 15 minutes.
Well, it must not have been a beautiful impersonation. It must not have been very bigly done. If it was done correctly, it would have been beautiful.
Sorry. 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 Sorry, man. Come on, man. We got the annual performance review. Stop baiting me. All right. Under? Okay. Dang. I'm gonna move you down from meets expectation and needs improvements. That's the first time I've ever seen you get organic +2s.
Let's go.
Debus69, thank you for the 4 months. Dandy Boy Aches, thank you for being in Fallout.
Happy 4 months, Stan. You got this.
KY Jellyfish, thank you for the 32 months. Pre-jacking the I was here on this run. Why not us? Why not now? It's farm to table on this channel. Wait, so if someone's talking about something you don't want to talk about at the water cooler, you just walk away from them? Yes? You say, wow, that's crazy, and walk away? I have a meeting to get to? I usually nod and say you got a dip. Dan wore a cloak on national television, but he's throwing shade. I've not said one word about cloaks. Pretend to choke on the water to excuse yourself. You work with a couple people in this chat? Wait, Downfallen, really? Do you really? Fake a heart attack? Wait, G Tooney, you work with Downfallen? Since when? You bought him lunch? What?
Lord, brother.
What do you mean, here we go again? This has come up before? When? 3 years ago?
At long last, you are.
There's another coworker in here too? Did one of you introduce, or did you all... What company do you guys work for? You also met someone you worked with in here? How do you do that? If 3 people work at the same company, that's not doc, so we wouldn't be able to find all 3 of them. I think you brought Downfallen in here, but the third one was organic. Who's the third one? Who's the third one? Who's the third one? Tiny Lego, thanks for the 55 months. We've definitely been over mine. You and Wheeler Sam used to work at Pizza Hut. Yeah, you hopped in for that one. Wait, G Tuna, how did you get Downfall and to come into chat? I'd watched once or twice, became a member because of G Tuna. Not sure if the third guy wants Doxa. Just by telling us his username? Do you guys work in the office or work from home? You were sending him clips and links. G Tuna. Your recruitment efforts have not gone unnoticed. Did you recruit the third person? Downfall works at the office. I'm 24/7 work from home at this point. Why? Why don't you go in and hang with Downfall and get side-by-side chats going? You used to? Do you guys play games together and stuff? I tried recruiting a friend and he says, when does it get funny? Sounds like your friend needs to go on a platform outside of TikTok. Yeah, we used to. I'm moving to Akron though. Got it.
Thank you for the donation. I appreciate your acquiescence.
HR support Nix. Tipped $3. Hey bud, you know me. There's a letter for you from a client. It has a warning sign. I ended up opening it. Turns out, it's from our client, Mikela, Radon, and Sons. They reviewed you as quote, wastebasket. Wow. Put litter in its place symbol. Wow. Clinking beer mugs. Wow. Front-facing baby chick. Wow. High voltage sign. Wow. That's pretty BM, huh? Underscore?
Nix from HR. I'm not sure that TTS was HR approved, but given the fact that you're one of the higher ups in HR, I would like to thank you for the recognition.
Thank you for the donation. I appreciate your acquiescence.
Skyfire 322. Tip $3. Daniel, if you have questions about inappropriate current events conversations underscore are being asked, please review the Delta training underscore documentation provided on your first day. Thank you.
Has anyone ever got in trouble with HR before in chat besides Rockabilly Wonka, who got tapped on the shoulder by the CEO of the company for watching Twitch? You have? Can you tell me the story how you got in trouble? You filed a report against someone in HR? If this were not Performance Review Friday, I would have something to say about that. You discussed current events and someone reported you. When I was 18, I left a number to the pretty secretary and got fired the next day. Stepping on the boss's turf, huh? Rewind, I didn't say that. Sorry. I got a write-up for not making sure the store was clean 3 hours after your shift ended. Ironic, I just got off the phone with my new boss to make sure I was transitioning to my new role well. It was corporate. My office manager came to me a few weeks ago and had screenshotted a report from IT. I was using 1/5 of all the data going through the company because I've been watching the stream. Oh, protect Chase DeLuna at all costs. Wait, what did you say to that? Protect him at all costs. Chase. Wait, what was your defense to that? Brother is streaming in the highest quality. Chase, what do you say, bud? We got to get one in today. Oh, there's Chase. It's a mine. Just let me dig. This could be our greatest chance right here. Okay. Patience. Where should you go on a first date? 1, 2, 3. 1. Patience. Underscore. Underscore some more. Man, one hit and we're cooked. We're getting there. I would like to say, based on previous sample sizes within the conglomeration of the focus group, I would say our numbers are definitely starting to trend up. Now, sure, it may not be at the same rate that Wall Street wants us to be turning a profit, but the KPIs, the factors, our P to E ratio is looking very good. And we can use that as an example to the Associated Press. Yeah, EBITDA's fine. We would like to get our overall revenue up. But we're looking at a 4 to 5x lever overall. PB to E ratio. What's our price to earnings right now? Somewhere between 500 and 596. Hey, let me go. I'm gonna check on the excuse me, one of our new initiatives has just been deployed. Let me make sure that IT is going well. Looks like the initiative. I'm waiting to hear back from our tech respondents, Leo Laporte and Patrick Norton. Daniel, we greatly appreciate your commitment to the sponsor. However, we have yet to wear the cat goddess costume. Yo, zombie. The fact you know that. What happened to it? Bro is Tech TV posting? What happened to the other guy? Forget Leo Laporte. What happened to the other guy? Murphy, welcome in. As a fellow colleague under the Twitch LLC umbrella, you must not have seen the posting on Microsoft Teams group that today is the annual performance review. It's okay. I would expect that you're in business casual as always. You know, Ficklecat, you bring up a funny time to recall childhood memories. I used to watch that show as well. I believe the show is called The Screensavers, and the thing I remember most about the show, there was a sign in the background. It was a traffic sign. and it said no left turn. And in between no left turn, it said no place left to turn. And I found that rather creative and clever, especially as a young lad. We're dodging. All right, we don't want to go over our allotted time for this segment to introduce the shareholders and private equity holders. So we will be moving on.
Good morning, Mr. Giesling. It has come to my attention that you've fallen short of your PB quota. As you know, the POG economy is in a recession and we are withholding bonus plus twos until such a time that dial has recovered. As such, I must ask you provide proof of a new PB within 24 hours. If you fail to comply, we will be forced to take action, up to and including revocation of soundboard privileges or an embargo on _ I trust your cooperation in this. Regards, Senior Manager 1 Guy.
You're gonna punish me? You're gonna take the soundboard away if we don't get a PB? Argon Matrix, I mean Senior Manager 1 Guy. It's not a punishment, it's an incentive to perform. If you're nothing without the soundboard, maybe you shouldn't have it. I'm gonna file that as an HR complaint, mods. That's filed under rudeness. All right, let me talk to one of my colleagues here.
Let's go.
BM.
Chase.
Hey man, how's it going?
Good. Hey, thanks for meeting me at the water cooler. I know all this corporate talk. You know, I heard that you ran into some trouble with HR. Can you tell me what happened? I'll see if I can clear it up with upper management.
Yeah, so one day I was sitting at my desk watching the stream like I always do, and I stream the stream on my old iPhone.
Oh,
So
and real quick, just
the-
for a little context, so I can reach out to my colleagues in the industry. What kind of work do you do?
I work in a third-party legal company, so
Oh,
I
yes.
handle a lot of exhibits and stuff.
I have many connections via LinkedIn in the legal industry. You got to cross your T's and dot your I's. But anyway, so here you are. You're just another day at the office, and you're watching the stream, and then something unfortunate happened.
Right. So he's not actually my manager, but he is the manager of the physical office that we're in. So he came over to me and he's like, "Hey, Chase, can I talk to you?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So we walk over to his computer and he has Microsoft Teams up with a screenshotted like report from IT that was asking him, he's like, "Hey, there's this one device in the office that's streaming something that is using up 1/5 of all of the data being moved through the network."
Okay.
And I was just like, I know exactly what that is.
When that was presented to you, what was your gut visceral reaction? Like, I'm talking one frame after he said that. What was your gut reaction?
I was like, I thought to the stream and I just laughed in my head. I started cracking up.
And then
It was so good.
What did you physically say to the office manager?
Well, there was no way I could refute it because you know how you can name your iPhone?
Yeah.
Well, I had named my iPhone CD iPhones. It was pretty obvious it was me.
Okay. So there's no way to get out.
Right.
So-
I was just like, and I was like, I froze for a second. I was like, he was like, yeah. He was like, "Is this you?" I was like, "Yeah, that's me." And I was like, "Okay." And then I was like, "Well, what do I do?" And he said, "IT said you could just switch over to the guest Wi-Fi." And I was like, "Oh, so it doesn't really matter?"
So did he give you a look like, "Come on, man," or like, what was?
He did. He gave me a look. He's like, because he's seen me. He walked by my desk and he's seen the stream up. He's not my boss, so he can't do anything. So he just, seen me do it. But I was just like, so he knows what it is too. But
Did your
it was so funny.
did your real boss say anything to you or no?
No, my boss is actually remote. I work in Chicago, and my boss is remote, so she never knew.
So basically, so you got, it's not even a slap on the wrist. It was like
Right,
a little gust of wind, or it doesn't. I mean,
right. I think my theory is that someone in IT watches you, and they somehow found out that it was I'm constantly every single day streaming on dangiesling.com, Twitch TV.slash Dan Giesling. So
wait,
that's my theory.
you think someone in IT watches as well, or came and like busted you?
No, I think someone watches in IT and they saw that I was visiting the same website every day, Twitch TV, twitch.tv/slash Dan Giesling, and they're like, oh, so you can still watch, just move on to the guest Wi-Fi.
But why would he blow up your spot like that?
I don't know. I think maybe because I mean it was using 1/5 of all the data, so it is a significant amount of data that's being used.
Were you watching it like 60 frames, 1080, 4K or what, man?
Yeah, I have it on the high setting, and it runs beautifully. I mean, despite the issue with the Wi-Fi, it runs great.
Chase, I'm glad nothing of consequence happened, but that is a all-time classic story, man. Keep soaking up that data on the company dime.
I definitely will, Dan. Thank you so much.
All right, see you, Chase. Chat. I will say I don't subscribe to Chase's theory. If someone was watching in IT, they would have sent a message another way, don't you think? I mean, there had to be a moment where he panicked. Like, I would have panicked.
Thank you for the donation. I appreciate your acquiescence.
Brown Lantern _ tip $3. Dan, this is your manager. This latest task you've been working on has been taking an awfully long time. I'd like to see a story point estimate put into Jira by the end of the day for completion. Thanks.
Shoot. We can dodge one of those. We can't dodge two. IT probably got an alert regarding the bandwidth usage and investigation. If that's me, walk over the computer. I have the panic, panic, panic Isaac song in your head the whole time. Chat, do you think... See, like, there's so many other ways to get to Chase other than through the HR manager. All right, last run.
Thank you for the donation. I appreciate your acquiescence.
Brown Lantern _ tipped $3. Dan, this is your manager. This latest task you've been working on has been taking an awfully long time. I'd like to see a story point estimate put into Jira by the end of the day for completion.
Here's the thing.
Thanks.
With our Jira, you have to look at the whole sprint, not just the story. We operate in sprints that turn into marathons. So if you're just looking at the micro level, of course, the synergistic principles of it are not going to meet your expectations. But if you look on the sprint level, through the SQL, the arrays, as well as the connection we put into the CRM and the JavaScript, I think you'll find a completely different story. Shami, thanks for the bits. I appreciate it. It's funny how much this actually sounds like a meeting at work. All right, chat, realistically speaking, of all the meetings you go to, 0 to 100, what percentage of the meetings conglomerated over a year are productive? So like 10% of them are productive, 1%, 50% of them. What's the average on that one? Maybe 10%? Yeah, Decoy, and that 10% is the rare times when we meet as dang devs. Average is what, 80? I'd rather have a working session than a traditional meeting. What's a working session? I work for a company that deletes the recurring meetings from our calendar at random points during the year. That's pretty good. I bet no one notices. Underscore? All right, here comes the big dodge. This is how you judge your KPIs if we dodge this.
Pro tip for your official review. The fact that you pronounced Jira that way concerns us that you have never actually logged into our Jira instance.
No, it's pronounced Jira. I just didn't want to make the HR componency feel out of place. I'm familiar with everything to do with Jira. And if you have any questions about that, I use Jira for bug tracking, issue tracking, agile project management, sprints. You know, I know it's a little proprietary, but when we're talking about agile project management, I'm looking to optimize the scope, time, and budget of our current resources, as well as optimize the allocation of necessary inputs and apply them to predefined objectives. You know, historically speaking, I know Henry Gantt was the first one to come up with the Jira process using PERT network charts. But outside of all that, it really comes down to 4 simple things. 1, plan. 2, process. 3, people. 4, power. And we take all those things together as a corporation. I don't even like to use the term corporation. As a family, there's nothing we can do that we can't do together.
Did you get a new prompter?
What do you mean, new prompter? What do you mean? So at this point, we will be moving on to the annual performance review. It happens once a year. If you're unfamiliar with the performance review,